What's up, YouTube? It is almost, what day is it? It's 2 weeks, so almost 16 months of dreads. In 2 weeks it'll be 16 months of dreads exactly, on the 24th. But anyway, just doing kind of an update, show you guys how much they've grown. As you can tell, my front one's really gotten, everything's really gotten a lot longer. I noticed that we were doing pictures for graduation this last week for a party, and they've really grown. You don't notice it, and you think they're not growing at all, but they really have. And let's see what else. So yeah, I'm doing an update because for graduation, I'm taking care of some of the frizz and stuff, and Josh, screen name, I think it's Josh PTTS or Josh PTSS, and Matt, his channel, Matt What's Up, they did something. They took a lighter, and basically Josh actually has a video that shows it. Takes a lighter and kind of just flash burns the fuzz off of the dread. Normally I just take crochet hooks and I pull it in and out, or just put it into the middle of the dread, but it always pops out eventually, and I'll have to redo it all, and it takes forever. It takes 3 weeks just to get all of them done, just working on them randomly. And this worked really fast. I just spent 2.5 hours, did my whole head. And you can see the light coming through the dreads back here. And it's not a great camera, but there's really not any fuzz. And I thought mine were pretty good because I normally maintain them pretty well with big chunks of fuzz. I'll take care of it when I see it. But I thought they were good, but man, there's even better. It's ridiculous how much fuzz there was to be rid of after I did this thing with the lighter. And just give you guys kind of a look. Let's see if I can not very good at this whole picking up the camera thing. Hold on. See it. Let's see. So yeah, you just, that's my sideburn right there. But you can look at that. Just ridiculous. Gosh. And they really have started to grow, which I really like. And see, I've dyed a couple of them. Here's one blonde one. Here's another blonde one. This actually is a Congo. That one of them's brown and one of them's blonde, if I can get in there. You can see it kind of going into it. But then I have another blonde one up here, going down the side. But as you can see, let me get these back. There's barely any fuzz on these guys anymore. If you look at the light, or in contrast to the light, I'm pulling out. Maybe not. Let's pull these out. Just barely any. Down here at the root, but I didn't want to burn. I didn't want to burn too close to the scalp because that's just hair that's still growing out, and that's basically new dread. Even though you aren't backcombing it, it's new dread, and that hair is going to need time to lock up and stuff, and hair will pop out of it, and there'll be loose hair and everything. But you don't want to burn too close. But as you can see, this stuff is just ridiculous as far as how much fuzz is not there anymore. And I wanted to make sure that you guys know that, for me, and I know for Josh also, in one of his videos, he's talking, when he washes it, the day he washes his dreads, they look kind of fuzzy, and I noticed that too. It's the same way with mine, and they look really fuzzy, but then you sleep on them, and the next day and then the day after, they look really good. The fuzz lays down, gets matted down onto the dread, but for some reason, washing it and scrubbing it, the hair kind of sticks up, and I wanted to make sure that burning it off wouldn't you know, it wouldn't just come back worse the next day because you burned the hair that's around the outside of the dread along with your fuzz, and like have them kind of like fall apart or like fray even worse than they were before you burned them. So I did a couple trial dreads last week with the burning, and it worked out just fine. I don't know, like I would do the same thing. Don't just say, oh, it worked for this guy, I'll just do all of them. Make sure it works, because your dreads might be different than mine. But it worked for me. I would really recommend it. I just did my whole head in under 3 hours, and graduation they're gonna look really good. And we're going up to voice just cracked. We're gonna go up to Boston to see my sister, and she's the one that put them in. So I always like to clean them up before I see her. And for her graduation, obviously, it's gonna be a pretty ceremonious thing. So I wanted to make them look kind of nice. So yeah, like I said, they've been growing, and they can almost all fit back into a ponytail except for the first like row right here. Just gonna get a hold of them for you. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, so shout out to Josh and Matt for doing that and getting that out there. I mean, I think I heard about it somewhere before, like a while ago, but when my dreads were really young, like probably before they were 6 months old. People burning chunks of hair out, and somebody suggested it to me. Just burn that big chunk out. Somebody who didn't have dreads. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, I was really careful with them. I didn't want anything to go wrong or pull any loose hair out or mess them up anyway. But yeah, I just watched the videos and saw it, and it sounded like a sweet idea. So I did those trial ones, and like I said, do that. Make sure you do that if you're going to try this. But if it works, go for it. It smells really bad when you do it. So I did it in my garage. Just grab a mirror and do it. When you start to do it, you'll run into big chunks of hair that will like flare up, and you'll think your dread's gonna catch on fire. Just relax. Like, start up at the tip, so if that does happen, it doesn't catch all your loose hair on your scalp on fire. But just let it flare up, and what happened with mine was it'd flare up and burn all the way down to the dread, and then once it hit the dread, it'd go out. I don't know why that is. Probably because the dreads are really, really tight. So don't do this if you don't have premature dreads. So yeah, check it out. Try it out if you want to. If you don't care about the fuzz, cool. Otherwise, if you do, try this. It worked for me. So I gotta go wash them. They smell really bad right now. They smell like burnt hair. But once you wash them a time or two, the smell goes away and it's all good. So other than that, thanks Josh and Matt. Shout out to Ronnie Wow. Saw your vid. They're looking really good, man. Keep it up. All right, take it easy.